All right, no more custom texture there. Yep, no more my face on the front there, as funny as it is. The next morning. Maybe some other time. It'll make a return. All right, see you later, jerk. Oh, yeah! I wonder how things went with Klexos. Yeah, no more me there either, as funny as it was. You fool! You fell victim to one of the classic blunders. The most famous of which is never start a land war in Asia, but only slightly less well known as this. How many times do I have to tell you? It doesn't matter what you say. I want to go. I want to get out of this village and join the real Expedition Society. I want to join the Expedition Society and see everything this world has to offer. Why can't you understand that? Sounds like it's not going well. I keep telling you, it's too dangerous out there. It's not just me who thinks so. Everybody in the village agrees. Don't you have any common sense? I guess I don't. Maybe that is common sense. But I don't think everyone really thinks that way. Hey, where do you think you're going? I'm going to talk to everyone in the village. We'll see what they think. Oh, Harmonia. Why can't my old pops understand? Let's go, Harmonia. Where? To the plaza. We have to ask everybody if they think we can make it on our own outside the village. I think everybody knows how hard we've been working lately. I'm going to prove my old pops wrong. Let's go to the plaza. We have to ask all the other villagers. Okay. And if I knew, like, what they were in terms of the code on the images, it'd be funny to just, like, set myself to all the random villagers. Huh? The two of you are going on a trip? Oh, Exos has always dreamed of leaving the village. But if you guys are gone, I won't get to see you at school anymore. Huh? You're going to leave? Oh, if that's the case, I'll really miss you. But part of me does want to see you achieve your dreams. Won't it be hard, though? All the Grumps will definitely try to stop you. What? You say you're taking a trip? What about school? What about your studies? Another thing, are you sure you should be telling your teacher this? What's a teacher to do in a spot like this? Huh? You want to see the outside world? There's no way! I was actually trying to talk to Pancham, thank you very much. What? Did you say you're leaving the village? There's no way you could pull off something like that. The Grumps will never let you. Watch me. What? You're going to leave the village? No way. There's absolutely no way you can make it out there. I mean, you guys are still just kids. Plot of the SpongeBob movie intensifies. You're leaving here? What a terrible idea. Far too dangerous. Unbelievable. Outside the village? I can't allow you to do that. Does the part have telepathy or does the protagonist just think out loud? I'm pretty sure just thinking out loud, considering like everyone seems to understand what the character's saying despite never truly speaking. Also, it kind of bugs me how Magnazone's actual colored magnet ends are literally just like the flat side of the magnet and not like around the end like that. It's literally just the flat side like that on the bottom. Dangerous look outside the village. My old pops. I guess he was right. All the grown-ups said we couldn't make it. I guess there's no way as long as we're kids. That's why we need mustaches. Then we can say, now that we're men. Yeah, I know. And that's something that I'm just not realizing it. That's something that I can do since the last time I did a playthrough of this game. I can say now that we're men as I twirl my mustache that I was not expecting to be like a permanent arrangement. When did I grow this out? Like 2 years ago? I was like, I'm just growing it out to see if I could, just to find out, because I never tried before. I just kept shaving off like any little smidge that grew. And then I eventually grew it out, and then everyone was like, hey, the mustache is cool, you should keep it. And then now it's like probably 2.5 years later, something like that. And now I can say now that we're men. Also, this upcoming May LAN event that I'm going to, this May LAN party, I might finally get to play the 3 different SpongeBob movie games with a couple of friends of mine. Maybe, finally. I know one of them has a mustache now. I don't think the other one does. I should tell him to put on a fake mustache if he doesn't have a stash. He might have grown one out since the last time that I saw him. But at least 2 of us will have stashes. Quickly we need to change our portraits to Harmonia. No, they're just worried about us, and that is nice of them. I wish they would. Whoa, I hit the L button by accident with the palm there. As I move my hand back to my controller. I know they're trying to be considerate or something, that it's my dream to leave. And that it takes a lot of courage to do that. Hey, Harmonia? I just realized something. I acted like I was just going along with you and leaving the village, but that's not the truth. I've always dreamed about being in the Expedition Society. I've always dreamed of leaving the village. So really, even if you weren't here, I would have wanted to leave. That's how I've always felt. But... Luxos. Sorry, Harmonia. Looks like we can't go together. Oh, actually, about that. What? Nuzleaf said no? Huh. So you've been told not to leave the village, too. But are those Behemoths still after you? Man, these clouds move fast! Why won't they understand? Just thinking about it is making me tired. I don't feel like doing anything. I guess we should just go home for now. Huh? Just now. Is my shadow bugging out? What's with that line? I could have sworn we were being watched. Oh, my shadow's like weird on the slope. Maybe it's just my imagination. Oh, now it's normal. Well, there's the village bugging out for like a frame. I didn't see those Behem today either. Maybe I should just stay here in the village like Nuzleaf says. But if they did show up here, what would I do? I don't know, but let's save our adventure and then we'll figure it out. Save completed. The next morning. Alright, we're gonna dip anyway. See what you guys think about it. Harmonia headed out again today. I reckon you should be careful. Well, I reckon you should mind your own business. Good morning, Harmonia. Let's go get him. What's going on? This is a major attitude adjustment from yesterday. I guess everything's fine. Hey, Harmonia, could I ask for your advice about something later? Advice? Yeah. I did a lot of thinking last night and realized something. Well, let's just talk about it later. For now, let's do our best as Junior Expedition Society members today. Alright, so another day of jobs here. Also, this summer, I'm probably going to have more time to commit to content creation stuff. Since after graduation and after my trip, I plan on just committing to multiple part-time jobs of research assistant, where like my role is kind of evolving into software engineering at the university that I do school at as we're wrapping up the celiac disease study. This channel, where maybe I'll go ham, like I'll finish off these playthroughs and then I'll do like some more video essays, because for so long, like my major video essays have just been Pokemon ones, because like I don't have a lot of time to do different ones, and those ones have proven to get a whole lot of views. But maybe in the summer where I'm committing to a bunch of things, I can finally make things like that Xenoblade 3 video essay and a whole bunch of other game stuff that I've been meaning to get to. Helping develop Guzma's game, and then continuing to work on my other video game this semester, most likely the Bullet Hell game that I'm making as part of a group. Because there's grants being offered for groups to continue working on their games until June. So I might, well, keep on working away at that and stuff. So, yeah. Xenoblade 3 is weird for you? Yeah, that's why I want to make a video essay on it. Because it's weird to me, that is. Not because it's weird to you, False Souls. just to clarify. But yeah, and there's a lot of things that I want to say on it. So, alright, and welcome back, Lancer. Welcome on back here. Alright, let's put that crap away, take a few apples. It is good in a lot of ways, but it can use improvement in a lot of ways too. Alright, maybe I should take out another tiny reviver seed. Honestly, Xenoblade 3 kind of lost you. Fair. I would like to withdraw that. When it comes to Xenoblade 3, one of the things that I've been debating about 3D printing is the Lucky 7, because it's a cool sword. And I found a free model of like the entire blade, like plus sheath is just one piece that you assemble together. But some people have made some 3D printing models that actually do separate the Lucky 7 from the sheath itself. Like, they're two separate things. But those are paid models, and I don't know how good the models are without being able to have that much of a look at them beforehand, so I haven't bought any of these models. I don't have time to, like, make any of those things. I'm too busy 3D printing other things lately. I still need to finish my little premiere ball design that I've been working on here, which should be kind of cool when it's done, hopefully. Like the, or luxury ball, sorry. This is a premiere ball. I'm getting my terms mixed up. Because the premiere ball and the master ball turned out pretty good. Or, I've been 3D printing some of these dragons lately, and Guzma requested certain colors. He requested light blue on the bottom, and then black, and then dark blue at the top, and then I got this dragon that turned out like this, and I think he looks pretty cool. I'm probably gonna paint the eyes red so that you can actually see them instead of it just being a black mass. So that's cool. So I've been 3D printing all sorts of stuff lately. So maybe one day when I have a little bit more time to print other things, let's just wrap you back around the apple tree here. When I have more time to print other things again, maybe I'll try printing something bigger like the Lucky 7. People have like full-scale designs of the Monado that print in individual pieces and then assemble. And I think that would be really cool to make that and then make myself like a Dunban cosplay and then go to events with that. I think that would be awesome. Okay, is there new things here? You have more concrete feelings for 2 despite your mixed feelings, and you just love 1. Fair. Xenoblade 2 is a really interesting game with a lot of things to talk about involving it, and nobody ever does because the only thing people talk about is the boobies. Yeah. Xenoblade 2 is a thing that I printed something for a decent while back, actually. But I just have, like, in my little pile of 3D printed stuff to give away here soon. Well, I printed a core crystal a little while back that actually, like, you can't really tell all that well on the camera, but it has, like, the slight markings and stuff like that, that if I go to only camera here, you can sort of tell. This is a pretty small one. I might print a bigger one. This is what I might do at some point. That's not my hotkey to go back to the 3DS thing. So this is a pretty tiny core crystal. Maybe I should print some bigger ones at some point, because they are kind of cool. Last bit of 3, especially the last dungeon and the final boss, were really tiring. Yeah, and leading up to the final boss, it didn't feel super impactful. There was this stuff with N, but a lot of people feel like after Chapter 5, beginning of Chapter 6, whatever it was, that the story basically ended, like, during the whole, like, super long cutscene bit, whenever that was, where, like, the whole big plot twisty stuff happens. A lot of people feel like the story basically ended after that, and it's like, yeah, I can kind of see it. I have some new jobs over here. Wait, what's this, huh? Oh, it just says that I have a thing to get at Kangaskhan Cafe. Is all it is. Can I speed this up? No? Oh, B is high speed. I saw that a little bit late. Let's go check out that locked door together. Sure. Why do you look like so sick about it? Something. Look very under the weather. I'm lost. I can't believe this. Uprise range, huh? Okay. Save before I get, like, party wiped or something here. Adventure will be saved. Save completed. Okay, I'll check out Kangaskhan Cafe some other time. I have 2 jobs here, so we're going to the Odd Field Rescue Mission Go Visiting. Sure. I think it said floor 9 on the other thing, but now it says unknown number of floors. So now I gotta take Bayleaf with me. No, it's a different one there. Okay, so these are different jobs. I don't know, man. Don't I have, like, the team... Yeah. ACT. Where, despite having played Blue Mystery Dungeon over and over again so many times, and even doing multiple playthroughs of Rescue Team DX on the channel here, like, that sounded so much like a fake name and so unmemorable that when people kept on telling me that it was Team ACT, I was like, there's no way that's real. but it was. Sure, let's bring Tyranitar here. That's what we'll do. Let's go. Team Cat. Yeah, they're really into cats and stuff. Xenoblade 2 starts taking itself seriously after the Artificial Blade Factory, and when it does, it's actually pretty good. It depends on what you define as seriously. Like, I would say seriously in terms of, like, the action and the stakes are high. Like, it would be, like, right at the end of Chapter 1. Like, Chapter 1 is probably, like, one of my favorite intros to a game ever in Xenoblade 2. The way that that ends with, like, the whole battle with Jin and Malos, and you narrowly escape, and it's like, holy shit, is this what the rest of the game is gonna be like? I love that intro. I'm just now realizing the really bad thing about bringing Tyranitar in here. I screwed myself, didn't I? That I really like. So I think in terms of like the stakes and action, it's serious from the get-go. But yeah, in terms of like very serious subject matter and themes, then yeah, we'll be after the Artificial Blade Factory and the, which was extremely silly, a lot of it. But yeah, the story of Xenoblade 2 gets very, very serious. Maybe one day I should make a video essay on Xenoblade 2, because there is a lot to talk about when it comes to that game too. But yeah, as was mentioned, that's not really all that much that gets talked about in that game, because everyone just wants to talk about, oh my god! Okay. And you're not being prude when you say that, but like, you've legit never seen any discussion on Xenoblade 2 that isn't about Pyra's boobs, Mithra's boobs, or more rarely, Talia's boobs. No, no. Oh god, I'm resetting. Because I saved just before doing this. I'm not bringing in Tyranitar. This was a massive mistake. But yeah, Jin does a completely unironic, nothing personal kid, and you love that a lot. Yeah, that is straight up what he does at the end of chapter 1. But yeah, I guess you are right. I never really thought about this that much, in terms of other people discussing it. But now that you mention it, it's like, yeah, there really hasn't been, as far as I've seen as well, all that much in-depth discussion into Xenoblade 2 as far as I've seen in the YouTube space. If I have time this summer here to be doing video essays on other games like I would like to, I don't want to just be that guy that only does long-form Pokemon video essays. I want to do long-form other video essays. Here, let's bring you Charizard. If I do that and start doing topics on different games, is Xenoblade 2 a game that you guys would be interested in seeing like a longer form video essay on? Oh, you have that room hitting move. Cool. Because if so, I'll definitely consider doing one. What the heck? Okay, I don't know what you were just doing there. I technically already have video essays on Xenoblade 1, except it's specifically as a remake with the, or remaster, whatever the heck, with Definitive Edition. But yeah, I do already plan on doing one on Xenoblade 3. Like, that's been on my to-do list for a decent while now. But I do love all of the Xenoblade Chronicles games. I'd be down to do a full video essay on all of them there. I mean, it might not be in the same form as like my Pokemon essays. Any Xenoblade 2 discussion that's about something relevant to the game itself is a good thing. Because like my Pokemon essays are more of like a review where it's like, here's everything that I feel like is worth discussing about the game. Whereas I feel like if I did something like Xenoblade, that would be the kind of thing where it's like, this would be better off as a full discussion on maybe just the story or a specific aspect of the story. And that's something else that I've been wanting to do as well, is just discussions about particular aspects of games, so they're not like super long form. Like there was that one that I did partially as a university assignment and partially because I wanted to do it on Metroid Prime. That was just on the environmental storytelling on Metroid Prime. And I pushed myself to make that thing short form because it needed to be short form for my university assignment. So that thing is like a 9-minute long video essay, and I feel like I was able to get through a lot in that time. Of course, if I was delving into something like storytelling in Xenoblade, it would, wow, be a lot longer. Because I feel like if I was delving like full on into like the symbolism and storytelling of one of the Xenoblade titles, and then it's like, oh, also in the same video, here's a section talking about the gameplay, it would be like, huh? What? Whereas with the Pokemon essays, it makes sense because it's just, here's my full review of everything that I want to talk about. And that. Do like a full review, full discussion, all that stuff there. Because it's meant to be a game review. Whereas if I was doing something like on Xenoblade, it would be like, this is because there's a particular aspect of like the story that I want to discuss. Wow, Heatwave can reach a decent bit far in these tunnels, huh? Sure, slap that in there. Wow, Heatwave does not have much PP. My goodness gracious. But yeah, let's see here. It should be talked about, but there's no real discourse to have. What with... Now I'm missing the context of that. I'm sorry, I got to that a little bit late. A 60-hour game would probably be long for a full video essay of reviewing everything. Because I think the reviewing everything kind of things are best for video essays where it's like, here's a full review of the game, like with Pokemon, or or fully discussing like a series and the full story of it, like with my Roller Coaster Tycoon video essay. And those have been the ones that have done the best historically on my channel. Okay, I thought this was gonna be a Destination 4 for some reason. Oh, that sucks. But yeah, also a lot of tutorials for stuff that is of varying importance. What, in Xenoblade 2? Should be noted that the director said that when he was writing Xenoblade 2, he was tired of writing stories that were dark and edgy and wanted to write something a bit closer to Battle Shonen? Interesting. Type Bulldozer, that one's fun. There's be someone ahead. I would love to go on here. Because yeah, I feel like if I talked about Xenoblade 2, it would specifically be about the story. Alright, you're probably in like a top left corner, it looks like. Toughness, I don't know, sure, let's just do this. This is what we'll do. And then, yeah. Go ahead and do that. And, I mean, I do have a lot of a script made for a Xenoblade 3 essay. How many pages long is it? I think it might be 50-some pages, and literally all I've written about so far is the story. I initially thought that I was gonna do, like, a video essay reviewing everything, but now, like, it's been out for a couple of years. I don't think anyone really care all that much about a video essay on, like, everything with Xenoblade 3 at this point. So, like, it might be more appropriate to do one on just the story anyway. My Xenoblade 3 essay script. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 essay. It's been a while since I edited this thing. And I literally just have, like, different categories on the different parts of the story. 54 pages. Where I just talk about, like, what are all my different sections that I have here? There's level of threat, yeah, and I compare it to the other two. Yeah, where it's like, the first game had Metal Face, where it's like, he has connections to the main cast, whereas Mobius DJ is like, this half has connections, whereas this guy is just the guy that Tyon read about in a textbook. I talk about Shania a little bit. I wanted to make, like, some cool titles for things. Character backstory and stakes. Convenience and holes, yeah. The fear of moving toward the future, the whole talk about Mobius there. Character motions, conviction. I forget what the heck is going on there. Taking a different path, N&M. That was a part that I kind of liked, but it felt a little bit forced. Change world and necessity of plot. Yeah, that one didn't feel all that necessary. Is this the, don't remember what that was on. Don't let your victories last. Yeah, that was something that I liked about the first two games, where it's like the victories didn't really last. Like, there would constantly be something that the villains throw out that's like, nope, we still have the upper hand, or we still have this thing over you. The Xenoblade 3 is just like, yeah, you're basically always winning. Moving the story forward. Oh, I forgot, a section was literally on this game. Spoilers, for this game. But yeah, I literally say that, I forgot about that section, where it's literally like, the plot of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is like this game, but worse. This game does it better. Sacrifice for a Better World. Oh yeah, where this was the comparison to PMD2, where it's like, here's how you do sacrifice right, as opposed to just like, oh, the city folk won't make it to the new world, they won't be around anymore, all these generic faceless people, and, except for, like, what was it? Monica and Gondor, I think her name was? Just like, yeah, we're okay with being erased from existence for the sake of your world. Whereas it felt like an actual concrete sacrifice in PMD2. Then the voice acting, miscellaneous story stuff. Yeah, okay, I did have a little bit about the gameplay there and party setup. Okay. And then chain attacks. Okay, I did have some stuff written, but most of it is just about the story. And so I basically have, like, my whole story script written out. It's been a while, so I have to recap myself on it. But I do have a lot of things. Will Type Bulldozer work for... Okay. I was about to say. I mean, it should still work here. I have a lot of things that I've wanted to say about the story of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So, not quite 50 pages of it all, but what was that, like 40-some pages of it? Before I got into the gameplay stuff. Found the Carnivine you were looking for. Great. The Xenoblade 3 art book got leaked recently, so strike while the iron's hot. Ooh. Thank you so much. Do you think I'm attractive? I don't know, man. Oh yeah, D is the guy that killed Uni in a past life. I guess that's sort of a connection, but like... And that entire conflict is solved like right after Uni realizes that's the case, that entire conflict just gets solved in the immediate next encounter. And that's not even the final encounter with Mobius D. There is a final encounter with him, but that one's more focused on Yorn, and we just don't really bring up the connection between Uni and D ever again past that point when she just kind of solves it immediately after. Like, it doesn't feel like there's any lasting effects or gravity behind these things. Where it's just like, oh, we realize that there's a connection here. It's just solved immediately after, and then don't have to worry about that ever again. It doesn't feel like anything has like any lasting impacts. We find out about things, and then they get solved. It's kind of what happens there. I remember Gondor exclusively because you remember making a Lord of the Rings reference upon hearing their name. And, you get to connect to Grovile and Selby a bit, Dusknoir 2, and of course yourself. What was just like some other connections there and stuff for our PMD2 example there. Conflict just didn't feel like it existed with, Uni and Mobius D. It could have existed if they, played it out in a better way, but nope. Hey, what are you doing? What's going on over here, huh? Oh, with how the sacrifice felt meaningful? Yeah. At the end of Xenoblade 3, like, oh my god! It didn't even really feel much like a sacrifice. It's like the worlds are coming together and going back to the way that they were before. And it was more of like a shoehorn side note of, by the way, all the city folk are technically gonna be erased from existence, and the game doesn't really explain it. You just kind of have to piece it together. So it doesn't really feel like they're sacrificing. Also, the game says, like, I think, was it the game that said it? Or, like, just some people that were arguing about it online. Just being like, oh, yeah, give it enough time, and, like, they can come into existence again. Like, they can be born again. Like, in this, new timeline here. If just, like, every single set of parents has the exact same kids in the exact same way, which is not going to happen. And I guess raises the kids the same way. Like, no, you are not existing anymore. That whole being born again in the next world, like, that's not happening. Also, there wasn't anything on this floor, was there, right? There's not, okay, yeah, there was a thing on this floor. Also, isn't, like, the odds of, like, one individual sperm cell fertilizing an egg, like, 1 in... Oh, I honestly thought this was the beginning of a monster house and I had a panic attack. Just like the lowest odds ever. So it's like that whole explanation of like, oh yeah, they'll just be born again eventually. It's like, no, they won't. Welcome, you've done well to make it here. Let's have a cup of tea. Did you really expect a greeting like that? Yeah. Rotom left laughing.